From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 6.
All right, good morning, everyone. In the news right now, the search is on. Why police say that man on the left there extremely dangerous and his cohorts even worse. We've got the search coming up in Northeast Florida.
And why the charges against two Columbia County girls could be dropped in the shooting death of their own brother.
Plus, a closer look at the president's budget plan, what's in it, and where the money is all going to come from. This is big money.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Tuesday morning. It is almost 6 o'clock, just seconds away. I'm Patty Crosby.
Good morning, Patty. Good morning, folks. I'm Lou Turner. The whole team here to get us started for the day. Katie Jeffries watching our roads. Steve Smith, the weather. Let's begin with our cool start. Hey, Steve.
Hey, you know what? We feel a kinship this morning with our friends in the Midwest and the Northeast because, you know, they have the winter storm warning and and all those things going on. And we've got a freeze warning here. So I think they'd understand when we say we feel you, bruh. No doubt about that. All right, freeze warning for parts of northeastern Florida. You don't have to worry about your pipes, but maybe the tender vegetation, at least until 9. Might want to keep an eye on that. Oh, it's getting closer. It's 6 a.m. and we're at 33 degrees at the National Weather Service, northwest wind at 5. But what does it feel like when you step out the door? You need a jacket this morning. It feels like 30 out by Cecil Field, 27 Waycross, 31 Palatka. It feels like 33 in St. Augustine when you step outside the door, 32 in Arlington. It feels like 25 in Lake City. So there's some cold atmosphere out there. Now, we're dry. We're not going to get anything flaky like they're getting in Boston. The weather is just flaky right now, the temperatures, that is. All right, by 8 o'clock, we start to bounce back. 36 by 8 o'clock. By noon, 52. We're only maxing out at about 56 today. The normal high this time of year is 66. And then this evening by 8 p.m. down to 47, but with cloud cover coming in, it's going to hold temperatures a bit. So this time tomorrow, 42 inland, 56 at the beaches. Let's go to Katie in the VyStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Good morning. Your time is 6:01 on this Tuesday morning. Got to get up, got to get maybe out to the airport. If so, 95 looking very nice up there by the airport. Moving along, not seeing any big problems, which is great. One accident we are following. This is I-10 eastbound in the Sanderson area. All lanes there open. Seeing a minor delay form here, maybe from onlookers or people slowing down as they pass by, which is just fine. But it's not blocking up any of the roadway, which is good. If you're driving in maybe in Clay County, Blanding is looking very nice from the Middleburg area here at Everett Avenue up to College Drive. Should take you about 10 to 12 minutes, so not too bad there just yet. But Oakleaf, don't forget that Plantation Oaks Boulevard, that overpass there, still closed this morning. Although Brandonfield Road is open, that overpass is still closed, probably going to be that way for about a month. So do plan some extra time into your route this morning as you make your way to Oakleaf High School or the elementary school there. Back to you.
All right, Katie, thanks. Right now, the search is on for a suspect who police say is extremely dangerous, could be armed with multiple weapons as well. I'm showing you this man, 29-year-old Robert Roy Clark from Denison, Ohio, wanted for a number of crimes, including murder. But the concern this morning is that Clark and 2 others could be hiding out right here in the area.
First Coast News, Jacob Long joins us live with the latest on the nationwide efforts to try and find these people. Good morning, Jacob.
Well, Patty and Lewis, good morning. So the search right now for Clark and those 2 other individuals now in its 4th day. And as far as we know, there have been no sign of them. So what police are doing, they are putting together a task force that stretches thousands and thousands of miles apart from all the way in the Cleveland, Ohio area to as close to the Alabama-Georgia state line. And now it is believed that law enforcement in Northeast Florida have been put on high alert because the concern, like you said, is that Clark could be hiding out in the Jacksonville area. So that is the latest regarding the search. But let me back up and tell you how we got to this point. So this 29-year-old man over the weekend was identified as one of the suspects in a pretty gruesome double murder 2 hours south of Cleveland of an elderly couple. Police say that this couple was abducted, their home was ransacked, and then they were forced to drive to a rural area where Clark is accused of killing them in their vehicle and then setting that car on fire. Now, then it is believed Clark and the 2 others, 2 of his associates, hit the road heading south where a brand new crime spree began to unfold. These 3 people, get this, they are now wanted for 3 armed robberies in 3 different states: West Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia. Again, I can't stress this enough. Police believe that Clark has connections to Jacksonville, so that is why we're getting involved here in Northeast Florida. They say he could already be hiding in our area or at least heading to the area. So I want to give you a good picture. If you want to take a look at your mobile device or your screen right now, these are who they're looking for. Clark's on the left, more than 6 feet tall, about 300 pounds. Then there's a Jeffrey Cayley in the middle and a Tabitha M. Hazel on the right. Both of them are also in their 20s, believed to be traveling with at least 2 different types of firearms. Last seen driving a stolen 2003 green Dodge Caravan with Ohio plates. Clark just released from prison over the summer, and police stressing that he is armed, dangerous, with the potential to kill again. So it's not recommended you try to approach these people if you see them, but if you do, or even that van, of course, you're asked to call your area law enforcement agency. Live in downtown Jacksonville this morning, Jacob Long, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Thank you, Jacob. And new information now on the case of a 4-year-old girl who died Friday night. Family members tell us a 4-year-old Jada Norfleet is the child who died after being taken to the hospital from her own home.
Yeah, her father, John Norfleet, as well as his wife, Siobhan Norfleet, have been arrested and charged with aggravated child abuse. Now, he is a math teacher at Andrew Jackson High School in Jacksonville. DCF now investigating 2 other children taken from the home. They're in protective custody this morning. New developments this morning in the shooting death of a Columbia County teen whose sisters are accused of killing him. The 2 young girls, ages 15 and 11, may have the charges against them dropped.
Our Lisa Robbins joins us now live with more on the latest details in that. Good morning, Lisa.
Patty Lewis, both girls, they have been housed in separate juvenile detention units for nearly a month, but that could change as soon as this week. Now, State Attorney Jeff Siegmeister, he still has not returned our calls for comment, but he tells the Times-Union that he is factoring in the history of abuse in the Cornegay home. He says this is a huge concern, and this will decide the appropriate way to handle the case. Court records show a history of sexual abuse in the home. Records show Ariel's uncle, Kevin Cornegay, was sentenced to life in prison for abusing her when she was just 11. Last month, Siegmeister announced he would file juvenile charges against the Columbia County sisters instead of adult charges. But now, according to the Times-Union, Siegmeister says he might not charge the 11-year-old with any crime. And if he does decide to charge Ariel, he recognizes that she'll need counseling, education, and help for the abuse that she has endured. Court records also show Ariel told investigators her brother beat her and locked her in her room the day she shot and killed him. They say her younger sister is the one who let her out. Deputies say she was locked in there for as many as 20 days at a time with only a blanket and a bucket in the room. The girls' parents, they are also in jail this morning, and they have been charged with child neglect. Now, last year, Governor Rick Scott signed into law a juvenile sentencing bill, and this requires judges to consider certain factors when making sentencing decisions for juveniles, including their home life. Both girls, they have a hearing this Thursday, and the state attorney says he will likely make a decision on how to handle the case between now and then. Patty Lewis, back to you.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much for that. We're waiting to hear confirmation from the Putnam County Sheriff's Office to see if a body found yesterday is that of a missing canoeist. A diving team pulled that body from Lake Winnot early yesterday. Investigators think the body may be of the person whose canoe flipped over Sunday evening.
From the Hall of Fame to the Hall of Shame, former Tampa Bucks lineman Warren Sapp out of a job this morning following his arrest on prostitution and assault charges. But he is a free man, and he should be heading back to Florida sometime later today. He has to appear in an Arizona courtroom, though, next month to face misdemeanor charges of solicitation and assault.
What was the nature of the assault?
Assault on 2 female victims. He had minor injuries.
Is this inside the hotel?
Yes.
How were police alerted?
The victims contacted the police officers that were working in the area and advised them.
I have a notice.
Well, not only does Warren Sapp face those charges, but the NFL Network fired him yesterday as an analyst. It was estimated that Sapp was earning about $500,000 a year as an analyst. Besides being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he is one of 6 members of the Bucks Ring of Honor.
Getting a better look at President Obama's new $4 trillion budget. The ambitious plan is aimed at helping the poor and middle class. It's a blueprint for boosting the economy by taxing the rich and spending more on the poor and middle class. But Republicans call the president's 2016 budget dead on arrival. House Republicans say they'll look for middle ground but have a spending plan of their own.
A critical error if we avoided making these investments. We can't afford not to.
We fully intend in the Ways and Means Committee of showing what full comprehensive tax reform for everybody, individuals and families alike, looks like.
All right, under the president's budget, the government would build roads and bridges by taxing big businesses on overseas profits, promote education, as well as faster internet. bolster border security as well as the military and eliminate those across-the-board spending cuts known as the sequester, you'll remember. Well, staying safe while driving, how a new system is making sure your eyes are on the road.
Plus, Punxsutawney Phil does his thing. How many more weeks of winter is he expecting?
Sure.
Well, it feels like we've got one more day of winter. How long is this going to stick around? I'm looking ahead to the weekend when we come back. I think I have some good news for you. Moving towards 612, I'm meteorologist Steve Smith. Good morning, everyone. Behind me is the 2-minute advantage. We're dry. We do have freeze warning for parts of northeast Florida until 9. Even if you don't freeze, it's a chilly day out there. It feels like it's freezing or close to freezing in a lot of areas right now. 36 by 8 o'clock, by noon up to 52. We're only maxing out at 56 today. It feels okay when you're standing in the sun. You get between the buildings downtown and when that wind whips, you're going to feel it. Now, the better news for the weekend is, well, Friday, yeah, we're going to be chilly again. Before that, we're going to see some rain. I'll show you the hour by hour on that coming up at 6:20. But look at Saturday, a high of 62, 62 on Sunday. That's not a bad deal. Let's look at actual temperatures right now. Getting close to freezing at the National Weather Service on the north side, 33 there, 32 Argyle, Oakleaf. We've got 38 Arlington and Beauclair. We got Ortega right near if you're close to the river, Ortega and Orange Park at 41, 37 at Atlantic Beach, 38 Jacksonville Beach, 37 in Palatka this morning. There's some chilly temperatures out there, McClenny. You're just going to 33 this morning, 32 Waycross, 37 Cumberland Island. Katie Jeffries is here in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Good morning. Your time is 6:13 on this Tuesday morning. This is a look at 295 near Blanding. Starting to pick up just a little bit, but things are moving along, so I'm not seeing any big problems on 295, which is good. Atlantic, if you're going from 295 out towards A1A, it's only about 10 minutes. This red is just due to a stoplight, not due to any problems. Now, our latest accident, this just happened at US 17 in Yulee, right near where 95 crosses 17, but all lanes there are open, so it should not cause you problems. They've moved it off to the side. A wider look here of I-95 traveling through Nassau up towards Georgia. Not seeing any problems along 95 northbound or southbound if you're headed into Georgia or out of Georgia. Back to you.
All right, Katie, thank you so much. New this morning, what if your car could watch you driving and warn you when an accident was about to happen? It's pretty interesting technology, right? It's been developed and may soon be found in vehicles. SeeingMachines.com uses cameras in the dashboard to watch drivers and make sure they're keeping their eyes on the road. Now, if a driver looks away for even a few seconds, or if the driver starts to doze off, the car will immediately warn the driver.
Then has an understanding of whether I'm paying attention or not. When I'm coming up to this stoplight, have I seen the stoplight? Have I seen these vehicles in front of me? And that's something that the vehicle can then adjust itself to make better decisions on my behalf, safer decisions.
Well, let's hope the technology could save some lives. Data from 2012 shows more than 3,300 people were killed in distracted driving accidents.
General Motors says it is paying compensation for 51 deaths and at least 70 injuries due to faulty ignition switches, which led to the accidents. A flurry of claims were filed before the deadline Saturday. The claims received by GM are being evaluated by Kenneth Feinberg. He says that they have received almost 4,200 claims, but 3,000 of them were deficient or ineligible for compensation. GM has recalled millions of cars for possible faulty ignition switches. Okay, you probably know this, not getting enough sleep can affect your health. Well, how many hours doctors are now saying that you should be getting?
It goes up and down every time we do this story. We'll see what they're saying this time. Plus, the Northeast getting hit by a snowstorm yet again. How it's affecting the region coming up right after this. Oh, live look at the city that's not sleeping. It doesn't sleep, so everybody's awake there right now. New York City. Good morning, folks. Man, oh man, the Northeast, though, getting blasted with another round of snow. Grounded jetliners forced school closures and caused a celebration for the Super Bowl winning New England Patriots to be pushed back a day. Heaven forbid. Snow accumulations of about a foot have hit parts of the same region, pounded by last week's big blizzard. Bigger story, lives lost there, something like 9 at this point because of the blizzard conditions.
Okay, and for those of you hoping for an early spring, Pennsylvania's most famous groundhog, Punxsutawney Phil, sorry, he's not giving you what you want. He saw his shadow, meaning 6 more weeks of winter. Groundhog Day fans were out in huge numbers to see if winter would hang on much longer. Since his very first prediction in 1887, Phil has seen his shadow a little more than 100 times and has not seen his shadow only 17 times. For us here in the South, we've been telling you General Beauregard Lee, the groundhog in Georgia, you know, is predicting that spring is right around the corner.
I don't think Phil saw anything. He was sleeping. They snatched him out of a deep sleep. He hadn't had a chance to straighten his eyeballs out yet.
And then the groundhog in Milwaukee bit the mayor's ear.
Well,
Phil
you know,
was
not happy.
Hairy little booger.
Somebody wake you up in the middle of the night. What you think you're gonna do?
Go back. Okay. Yeah, that's what happens all the time.
In the middle of a good hibernation? Shoot.
Scream. Okay.
All right, Steve.
Yeah.
How we doing? I know it's cool.
You know what? I think going back to bed would be a good deal right
'cause
about
it's
now.
cold
Bundling
out
up. And
there.
that's what I'm talking about. Get back in the covers, man. Now, that's between you and your boss and you and your principal, your school principal. But yeah, we got the freeze warning in effect. It's one of those deals where it's cold all over. 33 degrees out there with a north-northwest wind at 5. It feels like it's 29 in most of the area, but what's our actual temperatures? 37 Mayport, 38 St. Augustine, 32 out by Argyle, Oakleaf, 38 Arlington. Palatka's 37, 34 Waycross, but again, those temperatures are close enough where it feels like it's 30, maybe 29 outside. So if you have to go to the bus stop, you need to bundle. You need the jacket. In fact, even the high temperatures this afternoon, it's still going to be on the cool side. We're dry on Doppler radar. I'm watching this aggregation here out by Texas, southern Texas. Wednesday night, Thursday morning, that's going to be our rain. Let's follow it on Futurecast a little bit today. We're going to go with mostly sunny conditions. It will be cool again, mid-50s, maybe upper 50s, but still mid-50s. And then Wednesday, all right, from that system in Texas, we're going to see a warm front developing from the west. So that means there's an area of showers coming in late Wednesday evening. It's going to be rain. Some of it's going to be fairly moderate. And then Thursday morning, we're going to have these patches of rumbles here. That's where it may pound just a little bit. Don't think anything severe is going to happen with this. It's going to move on. So by lunch, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thursday, it's gone. We're clear in the afternoon, but that's setting us up for Friday where we're going to be cooler. Mid-50s today, maybe low 50s on Friday. Let's go straight to the 7-day forecast because this is roller coaster week. Up, down with temperatures. Yesterday, fairly, we'll call it fairly nice day. Sunday was 74, 56 today, 63 tomorrow, 59 Thursday with the rain. 51 Friday, then back into the low 60s, up, down, up, down. Let's go to Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center. I hope it's all smooth and not up, down, up, down.
You know, it's not too bad so far this morning, so somebody knock on wood. Your time is 6:21. This is a look at I-95 and Emerson. Picking up here on the northbound side, but no major problems on our interstates, which is great. 95, I-10, 295 are all checking in accident-free right now, which is exactly what we want to see. 295 northbound going from I-10 up to New Kings Road is only about 6 to 8 minutes. That's really not too bad. JTB for all of my beaches commuters moving along very nicely for you guys. It's about 11, maybe 13 minutes or so to go from the beaches to I-95, but your quickest route in from the beaches, always JTB, most likely. Elsewhere, you can see no major problems here. This accident here is actually on US 17, and it's off to the side of the roadway, so not causing any big problems there. Overall, your interstate's still looking great. Back to you.
Katie, thank you. Well, the United States government get involved in sleep deprivation now, calling it a national epidemic affecting our ability to function and our long-term health. And new this morning, there are brand new recommendations from the National Sleep Foundation.
The new recommendations now consist of 9 different age groups ranging from newborns all the way up to older folks. The biggest change comes for toddlers, preschoolers, and school-age children. Adults still need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, which would be awesome if we could get that. We'll put the whole list on our website at firstcoastnews.com, but it says for newborns, 14 to 17 hours a day.
Ollie would do that as a newborn, but
Really?
it was in 2-hour increments. So I mean, he would nap for 2 hours, then you got to get up and feed him, and then
That's true.
2 more hours, and you get up and
Right.
feed him, and then by the end of the time, it's like, wow, he slept 14 hours. I slept 1 hour. Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. It's always hard with children. Ahead in our next half hour, a wanted man on the run this morning. Why police say he could be here on the First Coast.
But first, no need to break the bank for a nice Valentine's Day gift. Money man Matt Granite will have some helpful ways to cut your costs. Maybe homemaking
And
a nice
still be
card.
romantic.
Well,
that's what I'm thinking.
That's so big, so important.
right, Valentine's Day only 12 days away now, and we know now how much the average person expected to spend this year. The average person, $142, but the ultimate gift may only cost you $25.
All right, Money Man Matt Granite ready to cut all of our costs by 80% in today's Ways to Save segment.
Great to be with you, and strangely enough, the photo savings I'm going to share with you today are a repeat of one of the most popular deals I found on Black Friday. And take a look, because before I show you what I ordered, if you have photos trapped on your smartphone or your camera or some other device today, for almost 80% off, you can get them printed on these beautiful photo canvas prints ready to hang. $25 with free shipping. One of the best deals I have ever seen. If you want something bigger, again, $30 lets you go up in size, free shipping. And it doesn't just need to be for Valentine's Day. I ordered a print of my wife with her sister just to test out how this looked. Really impressed for 25 bucks. It's my dog and myself. Again, great photo quality. And my mom took this photo of my dad, my sister, and myself skating. All works, all waiting for you until we meet again. FirstCoastNews.com is where you can find these deals. I'm Matt Granite, NBC 12, ABC 25.
Oh, very nice.
Romance.
I want a big picture of Matt.
I do too.
I just want a picture of you guys.
Oh boy.
We can arrange that. We can arrange it.
I think we can. It'd be kind of scary.
Still ahead on Good Morning Jacksonville, conjoined twins Carter and Connor doing even better this morning, the special moment that we caught on camera.
Plus, JP Morgan is making some changes here on the First Coast. How many employees they're planning on laying off now?
And of course, we got to talk traffic. It's picking up. That's right after this.
From the studios of NBC 12 and ABC 25, this is Good Morning Jacksonville at 6:30.
In the news right now, why this wanted double murder suspect out of Ohio could be here in Jacksonville. We have an update on the search for him straight ahead.
And new details into Warren Sapp's arrest on prostitution charges at the Super Bowl. Patty, Steve.
All right, thank you, Lou. And Steve is here with a look at the forecast, starting off much colder today than we did yesterday.
Yeah, you know, yesterday this time we were talking about mid-30s. Then late last night they said a little colder than that. Freeze warning for parts of northeast Florida until 9. And then after that, we start to warm up, but it's still going to be a chilly day. Let's talk about temperatures right now. 33 degrees officially at the National Weather Service. Northwest wind at 5. That means it feels like it's about 29 outside, especially on the north side. Feels like 27 Waycross, 31 Palatka, 33 St. Augustine and the beaches. It feels like 25 out by Lake City. So if you have to go outside for whatever reasons, the bus or do something in the yard, walk the dog, you need to bundle up a little bit. All right, Doppler radar says even though it's really cold, we're not going to get really cold precip. We're not getting any precip at all. 36 by 8 by noon. 52, only maxing out at 56. The normal high this time of year is 66 degrees this evening. Cloud cover coming in because weather is going to change again on Wednesday. More detail on that coming up at 6:40. But this evening, 47 by 8 p.m. overnight low, 42 inland, 47 at the beaches. Let's go to Katie in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Well, it's amazing to watch the congestion. It's almost like flipping a switch. Right at 6:30, it really starts to pick up as people leave their homes. This is I-95 near Old St. Augustine Road. That is Baptist South up there in the corner. Northbound really starting to build. Now, it's about 7 to 10 minutes or so if you're going from Old St. Augustine Road up to JTB, but no accidents out there on your major interstates. That'll slow you down. Just a lot of heavy congestion, which is really starting to pick up. Now, Beach Boulevard is about 20 to 25 minutes here if you're going from the beaches to US 1 because of everybody leaving the beaches. Look at this. You can see everybody kind of leaving their home. They're stuck at some of the traffic lights, making their way down towards the downtown area. Elsewhere on our roadways, 295 going from Blanding to I-95, it's about 11 to 13 minutes just because of this bottleneck here near Old St. Augustine Road. Now, maybe you're driving towards US 17 from County Road 220 up to 295. Should take you about 8 to 10 minutes. The closer you get to NAS Jacksonville, though, it is going to slow down because of all the traffic around the base. Back to you.
All right, Katie, thanks. Right now, an Ohio murder suspect is on the run and is thought to be right near the First Coast.
29-year-old Robert Clark and 21-year-old Jeffrey Stewart both face murder charges in the deaths of 88-year-old Doyle Chumney and 79-year-old Lillian. The Chumneys went missing from their Ohio home and were later found murdered in their burned-out vehicle. Stewart has turned himself in, but Clark still on the loose and considered armed and dangerous. He and 3 friends have already been involved in 3 robberies. That's according to police.
Well, 2 Columbia County sisters could have their murder charges dropped by prosecutors. This according to our news partners at the Florida Times Union. 15-year-old Ariel Cornegay is accused of shooting her brother, 16-year-old Damien, as he slept in their home on January 5th. Their 11-year-old sister has also been charged after she helped her other sister escape from the room. She was locked in with just a blanket and bucket to use, according to police there. The next hearing for the juveniles is Thursday. Their parents are held on a $20,000 bond, charged with child neglect now. New information on the case of a 4-year-old girl who died Friday night. Family members tell us 4-year-old Jada Norfleet is the child who died after being taken to the hospital from her home.
Her father, John Norfleet, as well as his wife, Siobhan, have been arrested and charged with aggravated child abuse. He's a math teacher at Andrew Jackson High School in Jacksonville. DCF is investigating 2 other children who have been taken from their home, and they are in protective custody right now. Happening today, a vigil service will be held for Gianna Asensio. She is a 14-year-old Fleming Island student who was killed while walking to the school bus stop. We brought you that as breaking news last Thursday morning. Asensio's vigil will be held today at 6 o'clock at Sacred Heart Catholic Church. Her funeral is set for tomorrow morning at 11, also at the same church.
Also happening today, Aaliyah Mitchell's viewing and funeral will take place. A memorial service will be held today at 11 a.m. at First Baptist Church of Orange Park. Her family requests that those attending wear purple or pink in honor of Aaliyah. A United Airlines flight heading from Houston to Jacksonville was diverted to New Orleans last Wednesday. Aboard that flight was 10-year-old Aaliyah, who succumbed to cancer mid-flight. She was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma, a rare cancer, when she was just 8 years old.
The NFL Network says it has fired Warren Sapp after the Hall of Famer was arrested on Monday at a hotel in Phoenix. The 42-year-old is accused of soliciting a prostitute and assault after an argument with escorts in his hotel room turned physical, they say. Sapp was in Arizona working as a broadcaster for the NFL Network's Super Bowl coverage.
A bill before the Georgia legislature would extend the time child abuse survivors could perhaps sue. State Representative Jason Spencer is one of the co-sponsors of the Hidden Predator Act. He says it would extend the civil statute of limitations by 30 years.
So that gives enough time for the survivor to confront their perpetrator, because all the research shows that a victim is not going to come forward and confront their perpetrator until well into adulthood. That's why the state of Georgia removed its criminal statute 2 years ago, because that's what the research shows.
The session for this will end next month.
JP Morgan Chase plans to lay off 163 employees from its customer service office in Jacksonville by March 30th. That's according to our news partners at the Florida Times Union. The New York-based bank says the employees who work at the Bay Meadows location are no longer needed because fewer homeowners are having trouble with their mortgages. In 2013, JP Morgan cut 11,000 employees and plans to cut another 6,000 this year. Well, a special moment for Jacksonville's conjoined twins, Carter and Connor.
Yeah, Mom Michelle is getting to hold them for the first time since they were born almost 2 months ago. Before, she could only visit them while they were lying down in the NICU, but the boys are doing well enough that the doctors can put the boys in Michelle's arms while she sits in a rocking chair.
Oh, it was very exciting. I was so happy. I had like the biggest smile on my face. I was excited, and I was like already sitting in the chair waiting for them to bring them to me.
Now, the boys continue to eat on their own with the help of a feeding tube. They're weighing about 12 pounds together. Doctors are still looking at doing a final separation surgery on the liver in the next 6 to 10 months. Well, Cuba just released new photos of Fidel Castro. Well, it could be a ploy, though, to quiet rumors of his poor health.
And later, one officer busting out the moves to recruit trooper hopefuls. The viral video that is sure to put a smile on your face. I'm already smiling.
There he is.
Woo!
Oh, well.
So graceful. We'll be right back. Oh, let me look. There really wasn't that much. You've already got the Cuba thing. Yep. And you've already done the Warren Sapp. No, there's nothing. I mean, nothing that you haven't done already, unless you want me to mention the Bobby Christina stuff. About her opening her eyes. It's not, I don't see anything on Twitter about it, but I heard it coming in. I mentioned it earlier, you know, because she's still on a ventilator, and it was all over the news yesterday. It's been on the news a lot since she was found, but I'm not seeing anything breaking on Twitter. So I know it's totally up to you. If you need something, I can say that, but it's not really breaking right now. But everything else you've got. Okay.
That's what it feels like outside. Cold out there. Freeze warning until 9 a.m. So we've got another 2.5 hours to deal with it, but at least we're dry on Doppler radar. I'm meteorologist Steve Smith. Happy Tuesday to you, for what it's worth. All right, 36 by 8 o'clock, by noon 52, maxing out at 56. Plenty of sun, but when you go under the awning to pump the gas, that shade, a little bit of breeze, you're going to feel the chill. You're not going to feel the chill this weekend. We're going to be back into the 60s. Before we get to that point, there's some rain to talk about. I've got the hour-by-hour look at that coming up at near 6:50. Right now, 37 at I-10 and 295, 38 Arlington, 36 at the beaches, 38 St. Augustine. We've got 34 degrees in Keystone Heights, 33 McClenny. Waycross checks in at a very chilly 31 degrees. Let's go to Katie Jeffries in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Well, good morning, early birds. Your time is 6:40 out there. I hope you've got your coffee. Let's talk traffic real quick. 295 Old St. Augustine Road. You can see that bottleneck there is starting to form. So it is picking up as people from Mandarin start to join the morning commute. But no major accidents still so far this morning, which is some good news. Now, this says about 5-6 minutes, but I'd probably give it more like 7 to 8 to get from 295 to downtown, because near Cassett, you are going to start tapping on your brakes a little bit because of the congestion. Also, Blanding getting really heavy here about 9 to 11 minutes if you are going from College Drive up to 295. Also, 95 southbound, though it's picking up, I'm not seeing big problems here either. Lim Turner to the downtown area is only about 6, probably a little bit closer to 8 minutes to get through that area. And don't forget, those of you going to the Oakleaf area, Plantation Oaks Boulevard, that overpass is still closed. Brandon Field Road is open, but that overpass is still closed this morning, so you are going to be detoured that 2 miles. Back to you.
All right, Katie, thanks. Here is what's making headlines around the country in our various national newspapers this morning. You'll see this picture in an article from USA Today, a photo about Cuba releasing images of Fidel Castro. You see there a lot of it kind of to quell rumors of his poor health and perhaps his death even, and you got some rumors there. A newspaper published that article online. It has more than 20 pictures of the 88-year-old, the last photos of Fidel released in August. In the Huffington Post now, Uber may have some competition. Google is preparing to offer its own ride-sharing service. Right now, Google is one of the biggest investors in Uber. Well, that's about to change. It uses Google Maps for its app, and the Google's move could put all of this at risk now. And you can see that, again, that article in the Huffington Post right now. We've got it linked up on firstcoastnews.com. $125,000, that's how much money has been raised for a Detroit man who walks 21 miles to and from his factory job. When his story made the Detroit Free Press, people decided to buy him a new car. People said his dedication to work moved them to donate. All of these articles, as mentioned, on First Coast News Facebook page, as well as firstcoastnews.com. Patty, I'm telling you, walking this short distance to the desk, that's daunting for me, but 21 miles a day.
How much money is he getting? How much do they give him?
Got enough for a car.
Wow.
$21,000,
so nice.
something like that. Thousands of dollars.
People.
Yeah, no kidding. Great work.
The Super Bowl champions, the Patriots, waking up at home this morning. Why their parade now put on hold. Yeah. The picture could tell you right there.
No kidding.
Says it all.
A little later, 2 Hollywood movie stars will visit 2 hospitals in Seattle to settle a Super Bowl bet. Our power block of news next.
Really good. I really like that. Good job. Lisa, mic check.
Hello, mic check 1, 2, 3.
One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are you going to have the breaking news sweep? Okay.
All right, it's time for your power block of news. Breaking news, top stories, weather, traffic. Steve, watching those freeze warnings around the area, for parts of the area this morning. We'll check in with Katie for another update on the roads as well.
And Lisa Robbins has more on possible charges getting dropped against those 2 teenage girls accused of shooting and killing their own brother. But we start with our own Jacob Long with more on the nationwide hunt for a double murder suspect here on the First Coast. Jacob?
Well, Patty, good morning to you. So this is a search spanning several states, several thousand miles, now with a connection to the Jacksonville area. People looking for 29-year-old Robert Roy Clark, initially wanted out of the Cleveland, Ohio area, but now there are officers from West Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and now it's believed to be here in Northeast Florida where that search is unfolding at this hour. I want to back up and tell you why people are looking for this man. Over the weekend, he was identified in the gruesome double murder of an elderly couple about 2 hours south of Cleveland, Ohio. Police say that this couple was abducted, their house was ransacked, and then they say Clark forced them to drive to a rural area where he killed them and then set their car on fire. And then it is believed that Clark and two of his associates hit the road heading south where a brand new crime spree began to unfold. These three people are wanted for 3 different armed robberies in West Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia. And now they say that he has ties to the Northeast Florida area, specifically Jacksonville. So their concern at this hour is that he's already hiding in our city or is setting his sights on our city. So I want to give you a good look now at these 3 suspects. On the left, you will see Clark. He is more than 300 pounds, stands more than 6 feet tall. In the middle, Jeffrey Cayley, and then on the right, Tabitha Hazel, both of them in their 20s, believed to be traveling with 2 different types of firearms, possibly driving a stolen green 2003 Dodge Caravan with Ohio plates. Clark was released from prison just a couple of months ago, and police stressing this morning that he has the potential to kill again. So if you see them or see that vehicle, they urge you not to approach these individuals, rather call your local law enforcement agency. We're live in downtown Jacksonville. Jacob Long, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.
All right, Jacob, we appreciate that. Right now, New Englanders, I'm sure, would love to be out dancing in the streets celebrating the Patriots Super Bowl win, but instead, they're going to be dealing with this, snuggled up instead inside. Boston's mayor is promising to clear all the streets, not just the ones along tomorrow's parade route, of course, all the streets. Forecasters say another storm could bring more heavy snow to the Northeast later this week.
Here locally, we want to thank Lori Putnam.
Oh, wow.
My goodness. For her picture of her Pomeranian Isabella Sky.
Nice.
This is how she's keeping warm on a chilly First Coast mornings.
Yeah, that's a good idea,
It's
too.
a little sweater outfit. It's probably hand knitted. I love it.
Bloomers. That is nice.
That is
And a
so
hat.
cute.
Does it look
she
like-
would go great with my Dexter.
Is the palm smiling? It looks like the Pomeranian is smiling
She's
there.
happy.
Ear to ear, yeah.
She's all warm and bundled up.
Well, see, if you bundle up when you go out, you'll be smiling because the weather will be bouncing off of you instead of you going, oh, I need to run faster from the car to the door.
Okay. That's an interesting take on that, Steve.
Well, okay. Just trying to make that a smooth transition there. The bottom line is this. We've got a freeze warning in effect for parts of Northeast Florida until 9 o'clock. Not everybody is freezing just yet, and we're going to run some temperatures. On the north side, 33, but within the next hour it's going to drop to 32. It already feels like it's 29 out there. So temperature-wise, it's 38 Arlington, 32 Cecil Field. We've got 37 at St. Augustine and the beaches, 36 at Palatka. Folkestone, you're at 32, 35 for Jones Island, and 34 in Brunswick. All right, we're dry on Doppler radar, but I'm watching this activity along the Texas Gulf Coast. That's going to be our Wednesday evening, Thursday morning rain. Watch what happens here on Futurecast. We have no rain to talk about today, but this is going to continue to develop as we go into the afternoon and into tomorrow. Now it's starting to make its migration to the east here so that by Wednesday evening, now we've got a warm front over us. We've got some showers streaming in, so you're going to sleep because the rain is coming down and hitting the roof Wednesday night. And then Thursday morning, you're going to go, oh man, do I really have to get up? But look at this. It looks like the thunderstorm part of this is going to go just south of Putnam County, almost down to I-4 there. So we're still going to get some rain and rumbles, but maybe the heaviest part stays just south of us. And then after the rain passes early Thursday afternoon, cool is coming in such that we're going to go from 63 on Wednesday to 59 Thursday to 51 Friday, then back into the 60s for the weekend. Let's go to Katie in the ViStar Credit Union Traffic Center.
Well, buckle up. This is your power block of traffic. Your time, 6:50. So let's get right to it. This is a look at I-10 and Lane Avenue. Beautiful sunrise happening here. You can see it is starting to pick up on I-10 here as they make their way towards the downtown area. It's about maybe 5 to 10 minutes, depending on when you leave your house, to go from 295 to downtown, especially near Lane Avenue. That's where you're going to start seeing that congestion. Beach Boulevard really starting to build as well. 20 to 25 minutes from the beaches to US 1. JTB, that same route is only about 15 minutes if you want to jump on JTB. This bottleneck here is slowing people down. It's about 40 to 43 miles per hour as you make your way through 295 towards I-95 near Old St. Augustine Road. But once you get past I-95, it opens back up. You get out of that bottleneck. We have 2 accidents, one at State Road 207 and I-95. No roadblock here. It's off on the side on that ramp. Just be careful. The other one is in Yulee. This is at US 17, right where it crosses I-95, but all lanes there are open as well. Lewis?
Katie, thank you. New developments this morning in the shooting death of a Columbia County teen whose sisters are accused of killing him. The 2 young girls, ages 15 and 11, may have the charges against them dropped.
Our Lisa Robbins joins us live with more on that last-minute detail. Good morning, Lisa.
Patty, Lewis, good morning. So we pulled these court records for the family after the shooting happened, and these documents show a history of abuse and neglect in the Cornegay home, something prosecutors say is a big concern moving forward. Now, Ariel told investigators her brother beat her and locked her in her room the day she shot and killed him. They say her younger sister is the one who let her out. Last month, State Attorney Jeff Siegmeister announced he would file juvenile charges against the Columbia County sisters instead of adult charges. Now, according to the TU, Siegmeister says he might not charge the 11-year-old with any crime. And if he does decide to charge Ariel, he recognizes that she'll need counseling, education, and help for the abuse she has endured. Court records show Ariel's uncle, Kevin Cornegay, was sentenced to life in prison for abusing her when she was just 11 years old. The 2 girls' parents, Keith and Misty Cornegay, they are also in jail on child neglect charges. Now, we have reached out to the state attorney several times Monday. He still has not returned our calls for comment. Both girls have a hearing this Thursday. Siegmeister told the Times-Union he will likely have a decision on how he will handle the case between now and then. Patty, Lewis.
All right, Lisa, thank you.
Thank you. It is 6:52. Our other top stories to help you get out the door this morning. This is a look at the aftermath of a possible transformer explosion at a mall in Australia that killed 2 people and hurt 3. The blast started a fire this morning. You can see how it burned the side of the building. According to the Australia Broadcasting Corporation, a witness saw a person on fire running from the building.
President Obama just unveiled his $4 trillion budget, something he describes as a middle-class aid package which provides tax relief to lower-income earners. It would be funded in part with more taxes on wealthy Americans and corporations which keep money overseas. House Speaker John Boehner says the president has laid out a plan for more taxes and spending and more gridlock, which has failed middle-class families. Patty?
Well, February marks Black History Month, and starting tomorrow, you'll be able to view the writings of Rosa Parks at the Library of Congress. It's been nearly 60 years since the civil rights icon refused to give up her seat on a segregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama. She reflected later about how it felt to be treated less than equal and once wrote how tired she was of being pushed around. A long legal battle between Parks' heirs and her friends long kept the collection from the public view, but last year, philanthropist Howard Buffett bought the collection and placed it on long-term loan to the library.
You can save a little extra money the next time you visit the Golden Arches. For the next 2 weeks, an act of kindness is just as good as cash at McDonald's. The fast food chain is rolling out its Pay with Lovin' campaign. The restaurants will randomly select customers and ask them to do something nice as a payment, like calling up your parents to tell them you love them. Something like that. You get your food, well, essentially for free, just for your act of kindness. This campaign only lasts for the next 2 weeks, though.
For years I've roamed these empty halls, being the police and taking calls. Finally, we'll take your app today.
Wow, he's got a deep voice. This Oklahoma officer uses the Disney hit Frozen as a way to get people to join his force. The officer is skipping through the hallways, you can see, even playing with an exercise ball to entice applicants. The Frozen-themed recruitment video, may not be the best produced video, but of course, a lot of people are liking it. He's got quite the personality.
It's high art, really. I think it looks great. The kids at 2 children's hospitals are the real winners of the Super Bowl. I'll tell you why. Actors Chris Evans and Chris Pratt watched the Super Bowl together Sunday night. The two made a bet, with the loser agreeing to dress up like his superhero alter ego, either carrying a 12th man flag or wearing a Tom Brady jersey. Well, after the game, Pratt congratulated Evans, reinforcing that he's going to visit child cancer patients in Boston dressed as Star-Lord. Even though his team won, Evans tweeted that he will also visit Seattle Children's dressed as Captain America. Everybody wins there.
Love it. You know, Pratt is rumored to be the next Indiana Jones.
There's a lot of rumors with him. Just put him in any movie right now.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Yep.
All right, here at home, a radio host who lost a Super Bowl bet took his lumps Monday for everyone to see. Nick Diacum, who was Nick D on the radio at Magic 105.9, had to wear an adult diaper and stand at a busy intersection after he lost a Super Bowl bet. This photo is from our partner at the Times-Union. Turns out Nick D put his money on the Seahawks. There was even an accident. Good thing he has diaper on.
Oh, boy.
Okay,
oh,
sorry.
boy.
Wait a minute. He had an accident or someone else?
About a car
okay.
accident, though.
Okay.
Nobody was hurt. That's why we can joke about it, but I just couldn't miss it. The
little distracting
coincidence.
How do you explain that to the officer? Like, listen, there was a guy in a diaper. I couldn't not look.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Pictures or it's not real. All right, Steve. What's happening out there? Cool?
Walk outside in a diaper if you want to, and you're gonna look at those temperatures. We got 33. We've got some freezing temperatures. It's in the 30s at the beaches. We've got the freeze warning. We're only going to see a high in the mid-50s today. We've got rain coming in late Wednesday night and first thing on Thursday morning. Then we warm up for the weekend.
There's a lot of congestion out there on your roadways, especially I-10 at Lane Avenue. It's pretty heavy out there. No major accidents. Just a lot heavier than normal for congestion. So maybe give yourself a little extra time.
All right.
Extra layers this morning.
Extra layer, extra time,
advice I
chilly
can
out
give.
there.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah,
Extra
definitely
coffee.
Need the heat. All of the above. We do appreciate you watching Good Morning Jacksonville today. We'll be back in about 25 minutes. Time for another local news. Weather, I think we'll see you at noon in the evening. But until then, all of us together, we'll see you in the morning.
Yes.
Have a good day.